Hey YouTube, it's your girl Tuesday coming back again. I gotta come back with that little Jesus knowledge for the day and a little bit of my testimony of my walk and why God used me to do this YouTube channel. It was to inspire and help others. So today we're gonna talk about surviving against the odds. Um, and me being a former survivor, aka now conqueror, I just wanted to share a little bit with you because I know there's going to be some people on my channel that might just be tuning in and don't really know that much about me. Um, I've had a lot of challenges in life, and I learn now to be able to push through them. No matter what it looks like, no matter, sometimes we feel defeated in life and we feel like giving up on ourselves or giving up on our dreams, giving up on our desires, even giving up on some of our talents. And we have to know that we have a higher power and strength, which is God Almighty, that is able and willing to help us when we're feeling low in ourselves. And these last 4 years, I'm really learning to dig deep into myself and know that the God that I serve is greater than any challenge that I may be facing in my day-to-day life. And this was one of the reasons why I wanted to come on and talk to you today, because so many of us are struggling, whether it's with an addiction, whether it's with the depression, whether it's you loving yourself as a whole, whether it's in your family life, in your married life, in your work life, whatever the situation may be, even in your faith. And what I've learned over the last several years, being someone who's married twice, um, in the past, I've learned that you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to compromise. You have to be willing to put in the work. And, when I took this walk with Christ, it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy journey. I'm not going to say that, oh, if you take the walk with Christ, your life is going to be perfect. It's going to be easy. You're not going to have triumphs and turmoils and things like that. That would be a lie. But what I did realize, as me standing in my faith and knowing that I have a God that is willing and able to withstand this storm for me, and is willing to give me the strength and the power that I need in order for me to go on a day-to-day, just so that I can wake up every day and have peace, and wake up every day and feeling joy in my spirit. That was one of the biggest and best things for me, is trusting in him. And sometimes people say, oh, just trust in him, it's okay, but some people don't want to believe that. They think like, oh, you're just saying something, or you make it seem like it's easier than what it is. And it's not necessarily easy, but it does get better in the end. God is a God that comes unconditionally. He doesn't judge like how the world judge us. He doesn't judge like how society and people and family and friends judge us. We have a lot of people in our lives that put us down at times, that don't want to support us in some of the things that we do. And we have to know and be okay with that as long as we have a God that is there for us and that sits on the throne, that there's nothing that we won't be able to get through, because he's going to give us the strength and the courage to be able to do that. And I learned that, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity, because God helped me to discover so many talents that were hidden inside of me. I mean, I knew that I was talented, but I just didn't know how much. You know what I'm saying? So when he comes in your life and he wants to fix up some things, he doesn't want to just put band-aids over them. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be able to work with you on them, and for you to know that he's not judging you on any level. See, he's a God of mercy and love and peace and joy, but he's also a God that'll bring wrath when you mess with his children. You know, he's also a God that will bring wrath down when you deny him and you choose to want to live for this world, because he's not a God of this world. See, Satan is the God of this world. So Satan's going to come in and try to lie to you, steal from you, deceive you, even kill you. You know, get you addicted to things you shouldn't be addicted to, have you doing things that we shouldn't do. One, because it's a sin, but some of us are never taught that, you know. Some of us aren't lucky enough to have parents that can teach us. Some of us aren't lucky enough to have friends or relatives that can show us. Some of us go through a world by ourselves, and it gets frustrated and it gets hard and it gets lonely at times. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes if you're not strong enough, it'll make you want to give up. You know, take it from somebody who's been there. I've been in my high moments of life, but then I've also been at my lowest, you know, and even the strongest break, we all have our breaking point, but it's how much of it can you bear? How much of it are you willing to go through? How much are you willing to put in? Because nothing in life comes easy. Everything you have to fight for what you want. You know, whether you're fighting for a family, fighting for a marriage, even fighting for yourself, you know, fighting in your health, you know, everything is a challenge, and you have to be willing to say, okay, I'm going to push through this challenge. I'm not going to let this challenge define me. I'm not going to let this situation destroy me or destroy my mindset, you know, and know that if you put in the work, you will come out on the other side as a winner. You will come out on the other side as a defeater. You will come out on the other side as a conqueror. Because why? You have a God that is right there going through the storm with you. You know, take it from me, someone that used to, I had an anger problem at one point in my life, and I was angry with men. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to mess with guys anymore, you know. I'm just going to start messing with females. And I realized that in me turning bisexual, I always knew that it was something that wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Um, but when you're going through pain and you have deep wounds inside of you and you don't face them wounds or those challenges or those opportunities, then the devil will use them in ways you can only imagine. And a lot of people try to say, oh, I was born that way, or this is something from birth. No, it wasn't. It's an opportunity, it's an option. It's a choice that you chose to make, but you just try to make excuses for your actions, you know? And I had to realize, like, I wasn't comfortable doing that. I wasn't comfortable living in sin. You know, when I did it, I felt like ashamed. I felt like I really did something wrong, and I did something that was so disrespectful to God, and not only him, myself, you know. And I just felt like that was a low point in my life, and I said, no, I have to do something to change this, you know. And you know, you come across that guy that's like, oh, I like that. I like when a woman's with a man or another woman, you know, but deep down inside, they do it for their own selfish reasons. You know, when I came and I did this channel, I told you guys I was going to say everything, and I meant just that. Like, And I know some people are probably going to judge me. Some people are going to have something to say on what I'm saying, but it's not about them. It's about me doing the will of my Father, me coming on here, telling my story, and speaking the truth. And that's exactly what I intend to do. So it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about me. The only one I have to answer to at the end of the day is the Lord above. And you should have that same answer for yourself, that you don't owe anyone any explanations. The only one you owe answers to is God Almighty, because He's the one that created you. He's the one that gave you to your parents before you was even thought of. So if it wasn't for Him, you wouldn't be here. That is the only one you have to answer to. It doesn't matter what society says. It doesn't matter what society thinks. You have to ask yourself a serious question. What is it in me that is causing me to do the things that I'm doing in life? Because everything just doesn't happen. It's just like a baby. When a baby starts to learn how to talk and walk and do bad things, a baby or a child doesn't do bad things because they wake up one day and say, oh, I'm just going to go out here and steal, or I'm just going to go out here and stab somebody. It's something that caused it, or it's something that they saw. It's something they experienced. You understand? So you have to ask yourself that same thing. Like, what in me is causing me to be this way? And when I realized that, no, I wasn't happy doing it, even though I had experienced a few girls, I looked at it as they were just as crazy as the men. You know? Just because they got a pretty face and a pretty shape, and it doesn't mean that they don't have that same tendencies. They don't have that same attitude. They can't get angry just like the men can. You know? So I said, well, if I'm going to deal with this, then I'm going to go back to what I know, because it makes no sense. You know? But it's everyone in their choice. But you have to know that when you make them choices, in every choice that you make, there are repercussions. There are actions. Some of them are good and some of them are not good. You know? And us living in the times that we're living in now, you really have to ask yourself, is what I'm doing really worth my salvation? Is it really worth me ending up in hell for eternity because of it? And if that answer is no, then you need to make a change. You need to say that I'm done. I choose to surrender myself over to God and do the right thing, because you could serve all these other gods, but at the end of the day, there will only be and will ever be one God, one Christ, one Lord, and that is Jesus Christ. You know? And some of us don't want to see it that way. You know? We think that, oh, it's okay what we're doing. No, it's not. It's not worth your salvation. It's the devil sitting here trying to put them thoughts into your head, trying to make you feel like, oh, it's okay what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? When we know right from wrong. We're not stupid. God didn't create us to be dummies. Each and every one of you are very intelligent, and I know you are. I don't have to be on the other side of the camera saying it or seeing you to know it. You know, because the fact that you look for this video shows it. Because you're in need of something. So this is why you're searching. Because you want answers to whatever situation that you're dealing with. And me, I have stories to last you a lifetime, because I have been through it all and then some. God knows I am not telling no lie. I'm telling the truth. So I have a solution for everything. But we have to know that at the end of the day, that whatever choices that we make, we have to live with them. We have to be accountable for them at the end of the day, you know? And when I realized being married, you know, my first husband was the reason why I really had started getting into girls, because he was very abusive, and I had just wanted a safety net, you know? And I was just tired, like, because before him, I had an abusive baby father, so I just felt like I was repeating the same cycle. I came from a house of abuse, so that added on it too, and then it was like I just woke up one day, like, what are you doing? Like, you can't keep living like this. You can't keep doing what you're doing. And see, the devil, he's so slick at what he does. He tries to get us to do these things, and then when we're doing them, he's sitting back in the end laughing. Like, haha, I got you right where I want you. So he tries to keep us there. He tries to keep us bound in that sin. He tries to keep us bound in that temptation, in that lust, you know? And I had to realize, like, no, I'm not going to let someone cause me to lose myself and do things that I'm really not comfortable with doing, So I looked at it, for me, I had looked at it like I just had went through a phase, like a passing phase. And then it was like one day the switch just came back on and I woke up, And that's what we all have to do. Like, we all have to be accountable for the things that we do, And a lot of us, some of us, don't want to be accountable for the things that we do. But what you don't realize is one day you're going to have to. Because everything that you ever done, everything that you ever said, when you get to heaven and you stand in front of God and he asks you, so what did you do with yourself? He's already going to know before you get there. While you was on earth, what is your answer going to be? You can't say, oh God, well, I didn't know what I was doing, because he's not going to hear that. God always places people and things in our lives to either teach us a lesson, to help us go through something, or to show us things that we need to see. And this is one of the reasons why he put me here to do this YouTube channel, to help others, to help people that's been through the same thing, that's probably struggling how I used to struggle, and for me to be able to help them to overcome them struggles. It took a lot of work for me. It took a lot of years of me putting in work, to get myself to this point. But I'm proud of the woman who I became now, and I don't care who knows that I'm going to do what's best for me at the end of the day and be okay with that. If I have to stand through it by myself. You understand? Because people come and go, but God will always stay with you forever. Forever. And that will never change. He's not like the waves in the ocean. You see how in the ocean the water goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. God don't work like that. He's a steady flow. One level. And that's how you got to start thinking with life. One level. You can't be wishy-washy like that wave. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Can't do it. Whether you're being with girls, being with guys, addictions, mental illness, anger issues, fornication, whatever it is, watching porno. I've done it all. I've done it all. You have to want more out of life. And the only way you're going to get that more is through the mercy of God, by surrendering to Him, by repenting before Him and asking Him to have mercy on you and to have grace. That's the only way. Because this violence that we see now in this world, it's only going to get worse. And you know who's going to be the last one standing? Only God's children. Only God's children. Everyone that is working for Satan and is letting Satan use them without repenting, you're going to burn in hell. There's no other way to say it. Your skin will literally melt off of you. You will be grinding your teeth till there's nothing left. And that's going to be an everyday process. Every day, all day. Imagine that. Just stop and think for a second. What it feels like to be tortured every day, all night. For no matter how many years. It could be billions. Millions. Is that the type of life you want? To have different demons attacking you every day, all day? You gotta be smarter than that. You gotta love yourself more than that. I have been through hellfire a good 15 times in my life. But let me tell you something, and I've done everything I could possibly do. But the one place I can guarantee you I will never want to end up is in hell. I'll do whatever I have to do to make sure and pray that I make it to the kingdom of heaven, whether I want to or not. There's days that I feel like giving up. But see, when you have a God that loves you, giving up is not an option. So you have to push through. And that's what some of you need to do today. You got to push through. Push through them battles. Push through those voices. Push through that anxiety. Push through that depression. Stop picking up a Bible. There's Bible apps that you can get for free in your Play Store. All you got to do is try. And God will meet you right where you at. Don't let your salvation go for nothing. Don't let it go in vain. God did not die on that cross for nothing. Well, he did cry because he was in pain and he was hurt because we did that to him. We caused him enough pain. Aren't you tired of that? I want to love on him. I struggle every day. But I still push through to do what I have to do because I know that I don't want to hurt him anymore. And I know some of you are probably feeling that same way. Like you're feeling like you need someone to love. Why don't you let the one person that's willing, able, and capable? And it comes with no strings attached. No judgment. All he wants to hear you say is that you're sorry and you repent and you humbly mean it. Humble yourself. before him like a baby with their father for the first time in your life. Let him do the work in you like only he can do. Because you can see as many counselors, talk to as many people as you want to. Yet God is going to place these people in your life to help you, but no one can help you like him. No one can, even a therapist gets tired at some point. A doctor gets tired at some point. God never gets tired. Never. He never sleeps nor slumbers. And there's nothing that you can say to him that is, some people can say, oh, I might sound stupid at what I'm saying. There's nothing that you can say that is stupid to him. Nothing. Not one thing. To you, it might seem stupid, but to God, that's not an option. Everything is important to him. Don't you want that in your life? If you need to talk to me, I'm willing. I have nothing better to do. Well, I have projects that I'm working on, but I can always make time. You know? I can always make time, no matter what I'm doing. Just leave a comment in the little description box down there. Well, comment box, not description. You know, and holla at your girl. That's all I'm gonna say to y'all. I don't want to keep you too long on here. You know, and I love you guys, and I want the best for you guys, and the best is Jesus. I'm saying, Buddha, none of them can help you, because at the end of the day, they are not the creator. They are not God. You're just getting a fake imitation of him. Sorry. God is the real deal. You wouldn't want the real deal over the fake? Who wouldn't want that? I know I do.